I just got done reading some pretty amazing Bible prophecies that show the return of something or someone that has been sleeping for centuries. And I want to share this with you in today's video. This is serious. This is doomsday prophetic stuff. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you don't miss anything. In my last video, we looked at what the book of Enoch says about the end times. Now I want to look at another book called the Testament of Solomon, which also has some very interesting things to say about the end times. This is not in the Bible, so many people will automatically reject it. But if we are going to be honest about our eschatology, we must take into consideration all the books that talk about the end times, not just the ones in the Bible. We can't pick and choose what we want to believe. In this video, I will be sharing some revelations given by a man named Enoch, who was taken up into heaven before he died. In the book, he talks about the return of the red dragon. Let's get started. Now, this red dragon that Enoch saw, he saw it in the heavens, and he said it was like nothing he had ever seen before. He said the size of it was like 30 by 40 by 40 cubits, which would be around 120 feet. Imagine a huge dragon flying through your town right now. That's how big it was. He said this dragon had 4 wings, and each wing was 65 cubits wide. The head of this dragon was lifted up above everything that was around him, and its tail touched the ground. Its eyes were like the eyes of a bull, and smoke came out of his nostrils. It made a roaring sound and bellowed like a lion while it spoke. Its voice was louder than thunder. It was terrifying. Enoch said this is the angel that God used to cast the first 6 angels that rebelled against him into hell. Michael fought against the dragon and hurt its wings. So the dragon fled and hid himself and will remain hidden until his time comes again. The dragon was sealed until his time returned. Look at this verse from the book. Dragons aren't real, so it wasn't literally a dragon. It was probably an angel, but why would Enoch have such a vivid dream about this fallen angel? Well, because it's important for us to understand that when angels fall from heaven, they do not simply disappear. They often become watchers over humanity. I think of it like when the Israelites were fighting wars. God would send angels like Michael and Gabriel to help deliver victory. But when they weren't fighting, those angels were watching over Israel. Fallen angels are the same way. They watch over humanity and wait for their time to come back and carry out their plan. We see this with the Nephilim. The Nephilim were giants on the earth, and they were born when angels known as the Watchers took wives. They were giant warriors, and once they finished doing what they were sent to do, they were banished from earth. But they didn't disappear. They're still here. In fact, the Bible tells us that the Nephilim are still on earth, waiting for their time to come again. When I made a video about the Nephilim, I mentioned that it might be unwise for us to poke the bear. If you've never watched that video, you should check it out. I'll put a link below. But back to the red dragon. This dragon that Enoch saw looks similar to other dragons that are described in different apocalyptic texts. In fact, it looks exactly like the dragon that is described in Revelation, the beast that John saw when he was exiled on the island of Patmos. Remember what John wrote in Revelation 12? And a war broke out in heaven, Michael and his angels fighting against the dragon. The dragon and his angels, they were defeated, and there was no longer any place for them in heaven. The great dragon was thrown down, that ancient serpent who is called the devil or Satan, the deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown to earth, and he was allowed to deceive the nations for a short time. What's interesting about this is that Enoch wrote his book about 350 years before John wrote the book of Revelation. Yet the description of the red dragon is almost identical. So when Enoch wrote about this dragon, he was either given information by God, or he was simply recounting what he learned from others who had visions or dreams about the future. Either way, the point is the same. There is a red dragon that rules over the demons, and it will be released during the time of the end. So what does this mean for us? Well, we need to be prepared. Just like the Nephilim, this dragon has been sealed until his time returns. And when his time returns, he will do whatever he can to destroy God's people. We must stay faithful even when things get tough. We must remember that the devil will try to distract us with false prophets and teachers who will tell us everything we want to hear, but it won't be true. We must continue to learn the Word of God so that we know what to believe and what not to believe. Look at Matthew 24:23-24. And then if anyone tells you, "Look, here is Christ," or "There he is," do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will rise and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. See, I have told you ahead of time. The verse that follows this is one of my favorite verses in all the Bible. Look at Matthew 24:36-39. But concerning that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. As it was in the days of Noah, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in those days there were 40 days and 40 nights until the flood came and did not spare, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. And there will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars. And on the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them from fear, and the expectation of the things which are coming on the earth, for the power of the heavens will be shaken. Friends, these are dangerous times to live in. People are becoming more and more wicked every single day, and we must stay alert so that we don't fall away. Stay close to God. Don't listen to the lies of the world, and always keep God first. Let's close with a quick recap. 1. Enoch saw a vision of a massive red dragon. 2. The dragon was identified as the same angel that fought against Michael and his angels. 3. The dragon is the same one that tried to attack heaven, but failed and was cast out. 4. The dragon ruled over the demons and waited patiently for his time to come again. 5. This time would be short, though, and he would be able to deceive the whole world for just a short time. 6. Finally, the dragon would be cast into the lake of fire forever. So don't be afraid, friends. Just stay close to God. Make sure you like and subscribe. I can't do this without you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.